Hello, FBC Salinas. This is Pastor John coming to you with another edition of the Midweek Refresher video, where I desire to do two things. Number one, provide you information. And trust me, June is coming up very quickly, and there's plenty of information for you concerning the wonderful month of June. And the second thing I desire to provide you is inspiration. Yes, inspiration. We will be looking at a little passage from John chapter 15, which I think is quite relevant for all of us each and every day of our lives. So, hey, right on into the informational portion of the video. The first thing is that this Saturday, yes, this Saturday, June 1st, the women's ministry is doing a hike and picnic at Garland Ranch. Meet here at the church at 9:30. Bring a chair to sit on and lunch, and then join other women as they go to Garland Ranch to hike and picnic. It'll be a great time of fellowship, a great time of enjoying God's creation. And if you have any questions, reach out to Tracy at fbcsalinas.com. That would be great. So that's the first announcement. Second announcement is this, and you're going to hear more about this upcoming Sunday. On June 16th, I want to encourage you to write that down, mark that down on your calendars. June 16th, mark down the importance of being here that Sunday. You have heard me mention quite briefly, and maybe not so briefly, about our church being involved with a collective of 3 other churches who are helping an organization called Compassion International, which some of you perhaps have heard of them before. On June 16th, we're having what we are calling Compassion Sunday. What does that entail? It entails us talking a little bit more about this church launch that we're doing down in Bolivia. And what does that mean? It means this, is that we have the opportunity, yes, we, FBC Salinas, has the opportunity to sponsor at least 20 children from this church in Bolivia that will be launching alongside these other churches. Encourage you strongly to be here. You'll find out more what it means to sponsor a child. That would be great. But June 16th, mark that on your calendars and make sure you're here. And it will be a wonderful time of celebrating the opportunity before us to expand God's reach in the country of Bolivia. All right, so that's the second announcement. Third announcement is VBS is coming up June 17th to the 20th. It is going to be a great time. Lorraine and her team always do a magnificent job with Vacation Bible School. If you have questions about Vacation Bible School, please reach out to Lorraine at fbcsalinas.com. That would be great. She'll answer your questions. And if you would please, and not simply if, I want to encourage you to do the very thing that I'm asking you, which is pray. Pray for Vacation Bible School, that God will use this experience all the more for the children attending it, as well as pray that the teachers and leaders will have the energy they need to do a great job with Vacation Bible School. It is June 17th to the 20th. We're looking forward to that. And when you think you can catch your breath and think, well, that's an awful lot, well, trust me, there is one other thing that's coming your way, and it is this. June 22nd is our block party. It's our community block party with a special emphasis on the 150th anniversary of this church. This church has been reaching out to the community for a long time. And the block party that we are doing on June 22nd continues that mindset. So mark that down. You'll get more details as they come available, but please mark down June 22nd for the block party. Looking forward to how God is going to use that. So that's it for the informational portion of this video. I want to move into this section of John chapter 15. Want to take a little break from looking at Job. We're going to do that this Sunday. Trust me, we're going to just keep on going with Job. I'm having a great time with that. Hope you are too. In John chapter 15, I've been spending some time there, and I think what Jesus talks about in John chapter 15 is quite pertinent to us. I think oftentimes we get really caught up in everything that's going on around us. And we think that, my goodness, it's on us to take care of this. It's on us to take care of that. We get overwhelmed, easily overwhelmed with all that's going on around us. And I think we get overwhelmed because I think we flip things and we forget where we are to be in relationship with Jesus Christ. Listen to these words from John chapter 15, starting at verse 5. These are Jesus' words. I am the vine, you're the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you're like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my words, that's important, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. What's the flip that happens? Jesus addresses the flip at the very beginning verse that I just read in verse 5. I am the vine, you are the branches. I think sometimes we flip that thinking that we're the vine and that it's all on us. It's dependent on us to provide this, to provide that, to do this, to do that. But yet, when we flip it, what happens? Our anxiety goes up. When we believe that we're the vine, the anxiety goes up. We put all this pressure on ourselves to think that we have to do all these different things. But Jesus has the right perspective. Of course he does. He's Jesus. He always has the right perspective, and he knows this, that he's the vine, and you and I are branches. He's the vine who provides the nourishment. He's the vine that provides the perspective. He's the vine that provides the hope. He's the vine that gives us what we need at just the right time. So I don't know about you, but there are so many times when I flip this and I think that I'm the vine, that I need to do all that is needing to be done. And the reality is it won't get done. Because I don't have it in me. You don't have it in you either. And what Jesus talks about here in these few verses is the fact that he's the one who keeps giving us what we need. These words again. If you remain in me and my words remain in you. It's to be an ongoing relationship, an ongoing dialogue, an ongoing experience with him. Because as he remains in us and we and his words remain in us, that's where we come to an understanding of, he's got this. He really does. And then he says this, he says, and whatever you wish, and it will be, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. Wow, that's a bold statement. Well, as we remain in him, we're only going to ask for things that we know align with what his priorities are. And then Jesus says this is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. That's what it's all about. When we keep him as the vine and us as the branches, who gets the glory? He most certainly does. And we bear fruit for him, not for us, but for him. So, perhaps you need that flip. Perhaps you've been thinking you're the vine and you're the one that's calling the shots. I encourage you to know this, that he is the vine. You're a branch. And we simply get energized and motivated and encouraged and infused with his grace to carry out what he desires for us to do. Perhaps that's a word that all of us desperately need in these days. God bless you. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.